Hey girl,
Oh,
what's going on?
nothing. What's up? What's up?
I'm good, I'm good. Sorry, I had to switch. You know, when your account is logged into two different accounts, I'm like, no, not a time no wine. I needed to join on mine. I was trying to get that all together.
I was good. You
It-
popped up. I'm like, who is on here from a time to unwind? Like, who
yeah,
on our page?
is this showing up as Who's Your Mama or Time to
It's
Online?
you now. It's you. It showed up
Oh,
as
okay,
you.
okay. That's why I was
It
like,
had came
what?
in earlier.
Okay.
Very
Anyway, what's up? What's going on, everybody?
Yes. Come on in, y'all.
Let's-
Let's get ready to talk.
Yes, let's talk. Let's talk. Yes, let's talk. Who all in here? I see a few people
Yeah. So,
join.
yes, girl. We getting them in.
Okay, okay. What's going on today? How are you doing, sis?
I mean, I'm here. I'm blessed. I can't complain.
Yeah,
In
same.
a day, but I'm definitely ready to hit this conversation. I'm ready to hear what everybody has to, what their views are. I'm just kind of, like I said, I think last episode was pretty dope, so I'm just kind of trying to see what else we can get out of this.
I agree. I definitely agree. Like I said, I do. I like these like quick little like pop-ins in the middle of the week. You know what I'm saying? They're not full on episodes, but just to be able to get other people, you know, just in on the conversation and join in and get some people some entertainment, but also some food for thought. So
Exactly. Let's talk about it. Let's get to the nitty gritty, y'all. Let's stop piggy patting stuff and let's talk. Y'all in here
yes,
hurry. Y'all out here
yeah,
scary and stuff.
they come in. They'll come in as need be.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to go to the Time to Unwind. I don't know if I should have got the link to post. Please go and check out some of our previous episodes, y'all. Please.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The YouTube. Let me see if I can. I ain't trying to exit out. I thought
Now
it
I was
was
gonna
a
drop it
one.
in the comments. I was gonna see if
Yeah,
I
that's what I meant. Drop it in the
yeah,
comments.
don't
Hold on
exit
first.
out. You know I'm not versed on see how it is when we add people into this conversation
I
today.
know, right? Whatever. We'll post it later. Y'all can go to our
Go
pages.
to
This
our
one all
page. I just want to
is.
remind y'all to go to the page, please. Y'all go check us
Mhm.
out. Check out some of our previous episodes. Let us know your thoughts, what more y'all want to talk about, because that's what we're here to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's get into it. So as y'all see, today's topic was you know, the picture was saying men are not valued unless they have money. So, you know, we really just want to go in on the whole topic of it just seems like it's a lot of devaluing of men unless they are at a certain stature right now. And then also too about the double standards. You know, a lot of us women, we have all of these checkpoints and all of these like standards, and nothing is wrong with standards, right? Like that's a good thing. But are the standards too high, or are we
Or are you
expecting
holding yourself to your own standards?
yeah, are you expecting your man to have a lot of these things, and when you cannot provide these things for yourself, or you're not doing for self first, you know? So yeah, we just want to talk about it. We just want to have a lighthearted conversation about it. And also too, anybody that's in here now, you know, if you take the time, please take the time to share this. You know, anything, if anything is hitting your heart, you're like, dang, I know a person this would be good for, share it, please. And also
Yes.
too,
Tell them to
we
hop
will
in the
bring y'all in.
conversation.
So if there's anybody who wants to talk, come on into the room. Come enter the chat.
We invite
We'll bring you
y'all.
on camera. Make sure your camera ready, you know, obviously, and then
Yes,
we
because
could we
y'all can
could
get
talk
on the
about
camera
this.
right now and join in the live. Y'all can join in the conversation. We encourage it. We really want y'all to join in.
Yeah,
Yeah, give
yeah.
us your thoughts. Like, yes, let us know what's going on right now. Let's know how we can make things better. Let's talk about something that, you know, like I said, people are always scared to talk about, the truth. So
Mm-hmm. The
do it.
truth. Yeah.
Yes, the whole truth,
Yeah.
nothing but the truth.
Yes, yes. So what you got to say on it, Miss D? What's going on with you
Just
over
the
there on this
standards,
topic?
and you know, I've been in the hair industry a long time. I worked around a lot of women.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
You have these conversations.
yeah, and I mean, some of them I'm like, yeah, it's realistic, and some of them, again, these standards, I feel like the core standards, like we talked about on the last episode, fantastic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
have your core values, those things you don't waver on. But when it comes to like these women not willing to bend or shift on some of the things that continually change every day, meaning our economy, where we might live, jobs, things like that. It's like, wow, he can't eat. I mean, how they're supposed to live to these standards if they don't have room to sometimes feel like they can make an error or learn from something. And it's like they want them to have all these things, but what about saying, I want a person I can work through things with. I want a person I could grow with. I feel like all the package deal without working for the package. Or not even towards the package, or towards the type of life that they want to build with someone. They want them to come already made. Like you said, we live in the microwave generation. So I feel like people trying to microwave relationships. Add 30 seconds. Add 30 seconds. Add 30 seconds. Like, instead of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really need to take our time, which is funny because my husband is here. Ty was laughing at me because we sent me a meme about Black people's urge to hit 30 seconds instead of hit the entire time. Like, you have to really look at the bigger picture sometimes of how you really want things to look at in your relationships. And we got a lot of women out here, and they spending a lot of money on the looks, but they not spending a lot of time on the spirit. So y'all going broke, and y'all using PPP loans for the body, and not spent not one dime on therapy. Not
and
one
I don't
dime
understand
of it,
that.
but they look good though.
Y'all rather spend $10K than to take maybe $100 a session and get that mind right. So
I'm serious. You can you can go get seriously a personal trainer, a personal chef, hit some goals that you might want to hit that might make you feel good, put you in some different rooms, some different situations. I feel like some of these standards don't work with what's going on right now. They don't fit what's really going on. So I feel like there's the delusions going on. And like I said, not enough spirit work. So I mean, like I said, what you guys think? Like, what are some of the double standards y'all feel like y'all having? Like, men these days, we want them to do this, but women these days can do what? And vice versa.
And I really want to hear from the man, because like I said, the second half of this conversation, again, like I said, especially when it comes to dating, I'm just seeing a lot of men who are feeling like, you even sent me that post on Facebook. That's what, brought this whole thing about. Any man out there, how do y'all feel? How are y'all experiencing dating now? Because it seems like we're in a world right now where, this high value man talk, and really at the end of the day, the high value man talk is really people just focusing on how much money the man is making. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to say just dating. I feel like in relationships too, women are expecting their men to do these things without feeding them or giving them the room to make more money, to the information or the things, to help them along the way. But they're requiring these things without looking at having a realistic look at what the men have to do to get to those goals while taking care of households. So I really
so it's like, at the end of the day, do you only just care about, is it just about the money? Oh, I want this six-figure guy. But the reality of it is, you probably don't even possess those characteristics to be a six-figure wife, honestly.
Okay,
do you know what comes
there? If a man makes six figures, like seriously, he's doing well, he's making six figures, and he's looking forward to date a woman that frivolously spends her money. Okay, so I'm just saying, to look nice, like we talked about last time. So if you're looking for this stature of men that are making this type of money, how do you present yourself to not look like, exactly what if they're trying to save money, they see you spend money. How are you looking at that? So as women, are we supposed to be like, you pay for everything, you do everything, but be over here and say, make all the money, do all these things? So are we looking at it as maybe, can we do half sometimes? Can I take you on a date? I mean, I really want to know what women these days really feel like is appropriate to do for a man as far as money goes as well. So what do they feel like they need to bring to the household? I feel like we never ask the women, what do they feel like they need to bring to the household? We always expect a man to know what he's supposed to bring to the household. So
it seems like in a lot of the people's, it seems like in a lot of, because I watch a lot of content. I'm like constantly watching content like on YouTube or just on the internet and things like that, and women having these discussions. And a lot of these women are in, it sounds like more so if anything, they're in competition with the man more so than anything. So,
Exactly.
it's like, when they ask that question, okay, what are you bringing to the table? Asking the women, what are you bringing to the table? What's the first thing a woman runs down? She's running down her accomplishments. Well, I got this degree, I got my own job, I got this on, but it's literally like all of this stuff that as we are starting to find out now that a light is being shed on how men really feel in relationships, they don't give a crap about none of that stuff. At the end of the day, they're like, look here, I could care less how much money you making. Like at the end of the day, you honestly could be working at McDonald's making $25,000 a year. Are you peaceful? Are you going to be able to come to my house and bring me peace? If I'm out here doing what I need to do as a man, I'm bringing home the bacon, I'm taking care of everything, whether that's bills, whether that's all the basic household needs, are you going to be able to be a partnership with me? And I think that like in relationships now, it kind of feels like people are missing out on partnership. Like people are more about competition. Like this is your mate, this is your partner, this is the person that, okay, I got this, I'm taking care of this, you take care of your lane, you take care of your lane, I take care of my lane, and together we are coming together, and that's what a real partnership is. I don't know where, somewhere down the line, like we just got lost. That got lost in translation. I'm just like, golly, like when you look back to our, like I say it all the time, like our great grandmothers or our great grandmothers, they wasn't having these types of conversations with men. I don't think, it doesn't seem like the relationships was going that way. It was like the woman, she understood her role. She knew exactly what her role was. She knew that her role was to be in the house. You take care of the home, you know what I'm saying? You take care of the kids, you take care of, you make sure you be peaceful for this man, because this man is out maybe 10, 11, 12 hours a day working, trying to bring home the bacon. So it's like, it's working in that. I don't know where we got lost in translation with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where.
We have a, everybody's now is able to get into everything, which I think is a good, it's good and a bad thing. But like I said, everything has to have balance. Women don't have to just sit in the house these days and just have children. But we understand that there may be relationships that that works for them. And that woman does stay home and
and let me say real quick.
I wasn't saying like that.
Yeah, because I'm not saying like
no,
that's how
we
women
were saying it like that. I was just saying
it was just an understanding.
Yes.
It was an understanding there.
Yeah, I was just piggybacking off of, once we're adding things in now, I forget that, okay, so if you add in something new, nothing stays the same. And that's even if somebody was staying home. Your kids are eventually going to get older. Things are going to open up more time. But, and we're going to need more things than just kids and knowing that we're running a household to keep you together. And I feel like people just, kind of get stuck on, grow up, get a picket the house, the picket fence, that they're forgetting that the point of having a partnership is to kind of find a partnership that works for you.
Yeah, and that's true.
And so if you really look into it, like on what you're valuing from someone, if you're looking to value the things that make you happy, you won't even have to worry about the money. So I think people are focusing on unrealistic things. Like money is the tool, don't get me wrong. But if somebody knows how to make money, because we all know sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't, the process of making money again, long as you know that, we good to go. So if a man doesn't pay rent before he came to you, then he probably won't know how to pay rent when he's with you. So, watch him, like I posted. If you watch him move out from your house to his homeboy house, then
listen, oh Lord, we know. So that's all
right. So we're looking for the main things. Can you keep a roof over your head? I could care less. Even if you made $25,000 a year, can you keep a steady place, shelter? Can you figure out how to shelter yourself? Yourself, feed yourself. Because if you know how to do the basics, okay, then we should be cool. We can just add our way into that slowly. See how it goes. Okay.
And let's also add in character too. Like it's not all just about the financial stuff, but this man, even his character. Like, is this man even a good
in the money? How is he even getting
integrity?
The money?
Yeah, just good integrity. Then not even how he's getting the money, just even how he operates in general. How is he looked at amongst his peers? How is he looked at amongst his family? These are all important things. Like, it's not just about the money either. I mean, yes, I'm not about to sit up here and play like money ain't important, especially at the age that we're at now. Yes, I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna like and be like, yeah, I'm fine if my man is, you know what I'm saying, working at the front register at McDonald's, full time. I mean, I'm realistic too. There's nothing wrong with that if there's anybody that's doing it. But again, there's levels to it, right? But at the same time, it's just this emphasis on it. Just seems like a lot of us women are going for the wrong things, and that's why we're finding ourselves in dead ends.
Yeah,
And
because I know, I mean, growing up where I'm from, we saw all, you see that man in the neighborhood who had all the money, and you also saw him have all the women running up behind baby mamas, all these other things going on. Is it worth it? Is the money worth it? Was it so enticing to you that you, like you said, it makes you have a shift in your own integrity? I believe a lot of women have a shift in their own integrity for money. Because has it too. So I do believe women value men with money first. I do, because most of them that were younger and they did have it, that's who had the most women. So I know that a lot of people responded and I hope some are on here. A lot of women said, does a man need to have money to be valued? And they said no. And that was 100% wrong, because it was some of the people, and I ain't trying to call them out, that was in it that literally never looked at a boy unless he had on a pair of Jordans and looked like money.
Yeah, so, like, girl, stop crying, stop hurting.
So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, where y'all getting this from? Because it's definitely true. Because if it was a young man and sitting down chilling, saving his coins, not wearing the latest shoes, maybe not getting his hair, y'all wouldn't pay attention.
Y'all wouldn't even look his way. Y'all wouldn't even look his way. Like, let's be real.
And then later on, they pay attention to him, because now they see, well, now they was actually doing what they supposed to do. But now you sitting over here with all the kids and your high standards. And
right. And let's talk about that too. A lot of these women be having them standards, and it's like, girl, but at the end of the day,
credit is bad.
Listen, what are you doing?
Repose on your
look, you are all of this, but then what you coming with to the table? You coming with 3 kids, 2, 3, 4 baby daddies,
motor cars.
And I'm just saying,
you gotta have a ride. You gotta have a ride. You gotta start somewhere.
Look, it's fine to have standards, but sometimes we need to reel it on back a little bit and really on in and just figure out what's really important. So that's just my thing. Like, I really hate, like, when you sent me that, and it was a man that, wasn't it like a man that initially put that, like, y'all are not valuing us if we don't have money. And I'm just like, damn. And especially specifically said, like, black men, like, it's bad enough that they have all of this other stuff against them that they're trying to work through, you know what I'm saying? But then to, like, really feel devalued in our own community, like, we should be the safe haven for them, right? Like, we should be. So if we're not even giving them a space, it's like, damn, like, we really got these men out here just hanging left to dry, and we just like, where the ball is at, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
I mean, we have songs about it, and then they say we don't value men. We definitely don't value men because of the. I mean, he can't have money. He has to have money. Y'all love to see a good baller throwing money in air. Y'all love them, y'all watch, like you said, the player stuff. Y'all looking for the ballers in the club. That's But then that's why I said, and then they're getting it, and they're not of any value because they're for everyone. So yeah. So now you sitting here later on with kids, baby. You part of the whole his startup line, aka baby mamas, and you want
exactly.
Y'all all fell for the okie doke. So at the end of the day, that's not true. There's a lot of us, and including me in some ways, and I'm guilty of it too, of looking at this man having to have some of these acceptable things, standards of looking a certain way, having rims or, all this stuff. And, and it's true. And I mean, men do it to get women. Don't get me wrong.
They don't stop.
they, you know what I'm saying? But women, that's crazy to say women ain't car booties. That's crazy to say that they don't, there's no groupies at the club. Come on.
Oh no, that's where they reside.
Right.
That's where they reside. So
So
you
we just
know,
saying, while everybody's talking about they don't value the man. I mean, seriously, he have to have money, have value? Yes, he does, because that's what y'all looking at first. Y'all not saying y'all looking for the smartest man in the room. Y'all not saying y'all looking for the one that's the most focused, or the one that's going towards his goals, when all you care about is throwing money in the club. You're not even looking that way.
Exactly. What did he say? Brick House '07, Brick House 078. You have high value men, then you have high earners. They are not the same, but people tend to put them in the same category. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to understand the difference between a high value man, high value man, and high earners. Honestly, but even honestly, like, yeah, high earners, exactly. So at the end of the day, a high earner is just a man that's making a certain amount of money. But just because you're making a whole bunch of money, that still doesn't mean that there's still so many other things to speak to that. Because if that's the case, if you want to talk about men that's making money, look at all these like athletes, look at all these rappers, look at somebody like a Future. I'm sorry, nothing against Future, but Future is not a high value man to me. He's a high earner because he has a lot of money, but that's not high value to me. Just because you got all of these millions of dollars, but what is your integrity? And I don't know the man personally, obviously, but just going based off
of, excuse himself and make it, and talk about, he said women are toxic. I thought that was funny. I tagged you in it, but it was acting weird. So I ended up just having to do a But he definitely called all women toxic.
Wow. But yeah, like somebody like him, like, we need to understand the difference between high value and high earning man, because again, high value man, there's other things outside of him just making money. Again, it's about his character, his integrity, how he handles his household. He's not out here just making a whole bunch of damn, you know what I'm saying, babies and all of this stuff like that. Now, of course, we have somebody like a Nick Cannon, but it's you know what I'm saying, it's different. So
but I also, like you said, they still high value. Well, to me, honestly, Ty asked what's the difference with Nick Cannon. I call high value men are, like you said, are high earners. Have high value men, and me and Corey had this conversation, because I will always respect the man that's very upfront with what he's doing before he does it. So meaning everyone has a conversation, is on the same page. A man that communicates. A high value man will always communicate his values to you before he does anything with you.
Exactly.
That means you were chosen to do that.
Exactly.
Men that be just choosing anybody, but high value men don't just choose any women. They would never even put their kingdom in jeopardy doing that. So high value men, of course, are going to hold themselves to a standard to not let just anything come to them.
Exactly.
Them, have their seeds or do any of that stuff. They don't have enough discipline to handle all of that. So, like you said, when they can, or men like him that do have multiple women, me and Corey talked about this. Any man that can communicate a plan for you, meaning he can sit and talk to you and tell you exactly what his plan is for you and what he would like to do with you, and this is what I can do for you, meaning almost like we said, a job interview. I'm putting this on the table. Would you look through it, see if it's something you would accept or you can do?
Yep.
And then
it goes back to what I was saying last week. Let me have that choice, but let's have that conversation. But I need to know.
And that's why I said high value men will never lie to you. They have no reason to. They have no reason to drop their morals or values to accommodate or take anything from anyone. They're going to let you know up front, right there. And then also with the value comes in is because they're not going to ask you to do anything you can't afford, meaning mentally, spiritually, and financially. They're going to teach you to what it is, and they're not going to leave you hanging. We have high earners who, again, will have the money flash it, but will leave you hanging and won't be able to communicate anything to you. They just are people with money.
Exactly. So that's really the difference, in just knowing and understanding that. And then let's.
Well, Tyron said a high earner man, can he become a high value man?
Of course.
Because all men with money didn't always make the right choices at first.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like these things are just not like, oh, you're in this category. It's just like with anything, like, you can come from being poor, just because you grew up poor, you don't stay there your whole life. No, you learn things, you learn tricks of the trade to get to where you, so it's the same thing. You can go in and out. It's just understanding where you're at. And then like, again, like I said, with these women now saying, and I'm only saying this word because it's been put on the map so heavy for the last couple of years, and this is what women are asking for. It's a high value man, but you just need to understand what that comes with and what that looks like. Like it's understanding
any good
that.
man is gonna be work. So while
Yeah.
you have your standards and all these other things, they're gonna have some standards too. So you
Yeah.
have to be open to listening to what their standards are, and vice versa, to see if your standards even match. So most people are
Exactly.
the whole communication part, and we got people mismatched because they didn't communicate or have. And this is not saying a high value man, because at the time they may not have that money, but a high value man, as long as he can communicate a plan for a future, then he
Yes.
probably will, make money, because he's going to say for his future he plans on making that money. And if he's making these plans and all these things are happening and he's making them happen, he'll probably make the money happen. So
Exactly.
so I tell you, the high value man, as long as he, the value is where it needs to be, he's going to make the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So again, but though, for the ones that were on Facebook, I don't know if you're on here, saying that all of y'all said no, he didn't have to have money to be valued. That's a lie, because a lot of y'all.
I did notice that on that poll, it was like 100% said no. I'm like, I know somebody lying up in here. You being politically correct. You can tell the truth. We ain't gonna out you. We not gonna out
like,
you.
I know you in real life. I know you was there, right? Okay, so
right.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Girl.
And it would be a shame for me to sit up and lie and say that I didn't think some of those things as well. I mean, I grew up, which most of us should, and find out what's really of value. But I guess if they're asking maybe now at this point, some of them, yes, I do believe. But these days.
So let me ask you a question. So growing up, like dating, or like your ideas of like what you wanted your man to be, what was your idea like at that time?
Girl,
of like what did that look like?
The most basic thing come out
my mouth. Let me hear it. I love to hear the growth.
I'm cute enough
I want to hear the growth.
Basketball player, and I'm gonna live happily ever after. I hit the straight old basic chick answer. I was
said you wanted a basketball player?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can find a basketball player that somebody making some money to, like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, here's me.
Yeah.
It was nothing like that.
So you graduated from that like thought process of like, oh, I just want to be with a basketball player. I just want to just be chilling, kicking back in the yard.
It looked fun. He got money, and then you saw what's that show? Shoot, Basketball Wives and all that other stuff.
Oh my gosh!
And speaking, what's that? Doug.
Yeah, Doug and Chrissy. Chrissy. Yeah, Doug, Chrissy.
You start seeing Matt Barnes and old girl, and it was like, wait a minute now.
Oh, that is hilarious. That's funny.
Wait a minute
now. The growth. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so I had some growth. I definitely learned to pay attention to a few other things, a lot of other things when it came to dealing with having a partner, or looking to like find a high value man. And for me, my dad always told me a man should be able to communicate a future to you and what his future looks like to you. Because if a man can't see a future with you, then what is he doing with you?
Yeah, what is he doing? Yeah.
Yeah, as long as he can communicate that he wants to, I got dreams. I got goals.
That is funny.
Stay with me. I'm gonna just rock with me, and I'm gonna do this work, and I'm gonna do this work. So if you see him doing this work and you see him pushing towards them dreams, I mean, I can't help but just join in and help out. So
yeah,
that's what I mean. It's been a fun ride. I don't know why people don't want to start something and build it. They want the microwave generation. I want to already build man, but that's not how this works. You're gonna have to put your time in. And learn about your man and what's and what he likes and what he doesn't like. And again, like valuing people for more than just the bag is not the literal bag, y'all. The bag is where we're the happiest. It's when we're in it. I tell Corey this all the time. When we're in it, it's when we really are making our magic happen, whether we create, whether we're creating to make the coin, however. But in your bag, if that's where you encourage your people to be, the money just gonna flow. And she told me that part. Corey added that.
Oh, yeah.
Money gonna flow.
I definitely agree with that. Like, if you're just coming at things with like genuine, like if you're coming at things genuine and it's really what you want to do is what your heart set on, then whatever is supposed to come of it, it'll, it'll happen the way it's supposed to happen. Like, I truly believe that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for sure.
That's why I said,
Ne-
I mean, these double standards of holding these men to these different things, and when, especially when we know somewhat, we all need to we add some compassion in there, because we all come from the same kind of communities, and we all are kind of got some of the same parts and bits and pieces we're trying to, put back together. So whether we know this person had this, we may have not gotten that, but we got this, you know what I mean? So we're trying to like fill in those pieces for each other. And I think we can become more of value to each other when we start to listen, so we can fill in the pieces, for each other. Like, hey, I saw that. Maybe we could try it this way. Or if we both don't know, maybe we both didn't get it. Let's have fun figuring out, like maybe going to therapy together,
Yeah,
taking a walk or trying a new activity
yeah.
together, 30 minutes of alone time together, reading a book together, praying together. I mean, let's come on, y'all. It's a million different things.
It's so many things. You bring up a really good point that just like came up in my mind too. Another thing that I feel like a lot of us as women do is that we don't give our men room to, like, honestly, like, I feel like we almost don't give our men room to grow or make mistakes. But God forbid if we do something wrong, we want all the grace in the world. We dang near don't even want it to be brought up. Like, if I do something, that's another thing. Like, in relationships, I really feel like it's kind of jacked up. I see that a lot. Like, where the woman, she can do something wrong, but let him call it out. Oh, she don't want to be held accountable, but it's like that same reciprocation is not given for men. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely not. And I've been we'll go, girl, them fingers get to Twitter real tough, and we'll get on there and start to complaining, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I was a product of that too.
No, I was too, for sure.
Really have to learn to stop condemning, where we just need to have a conversation. Sometimes, okay, it was just a hit on you, sis. Take your L. Like, and listen, instead of just being like, well, I'm gonna go back at you because you said something to me. Like, that seems to have been a standard for us to always listen to respond. Instead of listening. So some of these things we're trying to let down.
Right. Look, I'm still a work in progress on that. I'm not even gonna lie, but I just think that that's really a big thing. Even speaking with men, I think that's another like really big issue that they are having with us. It's just like that grace, like but again, that's where that double standard came in at. It's like people are finally calling it out, but you don't realize like how much us women have just been able to run amok when it comes to in our lives and our relationships. And then you finally got men that's like calling it out, and it's like all of this issue, but it's like, how do you expect to really grow from that? So that's just it. It's just that whole reciprocation thing. Like, I know I definitely, and I didn't even realize I was doing it until one day, I don't know if he finally just got fed up and was like, look here, like, you sit up here, yes, and you act like you got all of this, that you told me to get all this, and that, and then when I do it, this whole time I've been working on myself. What have you been doing for yourself? You ain't been doing nothing but just sitting up here doing this the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
And it's sad because we don't realize that we can become those type of women.
That was a harsh reality for me. Like, I could definitely say like that was harsh, because it's like, when they finally do speak up, it's like, damn, like, a part of me is like mad, because I'm like, well, shit, why didn't you say something a little bit more sooner? Like,
but the thing was, that's why I say they do. It's just like we just don't hear it. We're not,
or a lot of time, or it be that they grow. Like, what it is that you're meeting them at a certain point in their life. But as time goes along and they're doing the work, and when you're putting in the work, now you're realizing what your worth is. Now you're realizing okay, yeah, nah, this ain't correct, this ain't right. And so and when people
What they
change,
doing? They
especially,
leveling up. They bring
yeah,
that
they're
value
leveling
up.
up.
They expect you
Yeah,
to level up
and
too, and
so
that's
and
the thing
so
you're doing.
yeah,
You should be able to call your partner and say, "Hey, it's time to that. I think we make this move. Are we gonna fault a partner for asking us to level? To move, be better? Because that's what I said. I learned. I looked up and I was like, man, I could just be better. I literally could
yeah,
a little bit more in learning to just be better. So
yeah.
I
I
really
think
like
we
if
just
he's
get
trying to
to
be
a
better every day and get better every day, and I'm over here like thinking I don't have to do no work on myself. So I think
yeah, and it's like,
come a lot to that standard. Like I do this and I do that. But ma'am, I know you're doing a lot of work, but you might have to do a little bit more today.
yeah.
So
And
even
I'll
when
put
it
it like
comes,
this. A lot of times we're doing work on shit again that the men don't even care about. Like this man is telling you what you need to do, and you're doing the opposite. Like me and Jarrell joke about that all the time. It's like, you know what I'm saying? A man could tell you, okay, you could go to your man and ask him, like, hey, what can I do to make your life easy? And you know what? All I need for you to do, honestly, is when I come home, just be peaceful, greet you with a smile, make sure, the house is clean. I would like to come home to a nice meal. Okay, us as women, I don't know why in our brains we like will totally process that shit as something else and we'll do the complete opposite. This man told you out of his mouth what he wants, and we will still do something totally different and then get mad if he acknowledges it, like, hey, I came home today, you wasn't peaceful, you wasn't even smiling or nothing like that. But first of all, nigga, I
we love the
motherfucking work too, I did all of it. Like, okay, so but he told you what he wanted, right? He told you, so you can't get mad. Like, we just don't. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like we don't want, like, it's just, again, it's that accountability factor.
yes,
Like when
we are
somebody is,
looking to not take constructive criticism as well. I guess we just been a place where we just have to be. We've been on high alert all the time. So
yeah,
like when I even asked on our last episode, as women, are we allowed to be soft? Soft does not mean like you just cuddly and take anything. It's subtle but effective. So I'm in the
exactly,
season of that, of learning that we don't always have to be so forceful to get our point across. And people like Brickhouse was saying, people don't value relationships in like they do in generations before us, and that's
yeah,
the value of a relationship is an investment. It's a partnership. It's to secure your household. It's to make sure that with one is absent, the other one can be present. And I think people have just forgotten the main goal of being in a relationship is to actually make your life easier. So it's
hmm,
not, by working through these things every day to make your life peaceful and easier. And
exactly,
got so hard up about all these goals, relationship goals, making this money that we forget we're supposed to have fun. Me and Pookie, I
yeah,
can honestly say, in our relationship, we've had fun, just as much fun like when we didn't have money as we do now. We find all kinds of ways
yeah,
to have fun,
yep,
enjoy each other's company when we had it and when we didn't. So, we just always enjoyed the times because money, we were taught when you're younger, money comes sometimes, money goes, but don't either way,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So the standard, I think, is now, I mean, not the standard, but I think a lot of relationships suffer because they're based on, the happiness is based on something else other than the
it's
relationship
based on,
itself.
yeah, it
So
is,
it's impossible to hear things when you're not valuing the same thing in the relationship. So
yeah,
if people are really having these real conversations like we're sitting here doing now, like stop
hmm,
pity patting stuff and telling the truth, then people
yeah,
will honestly get to the answers that they need to seek. And it's sometimes they do hurt, but like, we heard last time, which I love that Jamina said, it hurts before it heals. So
yep,
sometimes you gotta rip the Band-Aid off, give
yeah,
it to
you gotta rip the Band-Aid off,
yeah, give it
yeah,
to me, and then I'm gonna go
right,
ahead
right,
and take it
right,
like a G. I'm gonna take it like a G, and I'm gonna figure it out. So at the end of the day, if I have a husband that gets up and figure everything like a G, I should be able to take the information that he gives me or something that I may have heard that hurt, but take it like a G and keep it pushing. So
yeah,
if we talk
exactly,
about no double standards, that should be held to the same standard. If you expected him to go outside and bust his butt and get the coin, then you should be expected over here to bust your
yeah.
butt, make sure that you keep your household together by whatever that looks like, whatever they decide. So
And if you can't, and if you decide that what this man is requiring is something that you just can't do, then at that point you have to be a grown woman about it and be like, hey, I can't, maybe that's just something that's not for me, and you have to be a grown woman about it and make that decision like, well, maybe this just ain't for me, and walk away. But at the end of the day, like, don't just think that somebody is supposed to sit around and suffer while you get to do whatever the hell you want to do.
Because it didn't work. Don't
Yeah.
like, you did this, you did that. We played the blame game.
Yeah.
Y'all love Kanye, right? We love the Kanye songs. We played the blame game. And nobody ever play the blame game. Just say this stuff didn't work and move on. It's millions of people out here. Seriously,
Exactly.
I've never seen people so like one relationship would tear their whole life up. Like, it's millions of people out here. Y'all wonder why you can't have another relationship because you're still holding on to the last one. So in order to move on, you really have to let it go, y'all. Really process what the relationship was, what you took, what you needed to take from it, and move on. Don't go back sleeping with the person. Don't go back doing all of that stuff. Make a honest conversation to say this person was not good for me in those ways, and I'm moving on. So I feel like when it comes to the standards of relationships, the standard of when to start a relationship, how to go about your relationship, and also how to dissolve a relationship, there is no standard. Y'all, everybody all over the place with every goddamn on thing. So
you're right.
It's a free for all out here, and it feels like it. Everybody don't have, like I said, there isn't even a standard of how you should conduct yourself when you're out doing this stuff, when you're dating. What rules are y'all going by? Like, seriously?
I would love to know, because I don't understand it. And again, like I always say here, like, I don't know if it's just because we've been in relationships for so long at this point, not just relationships, we've been married, you know what I'm saying, for so long. So I don't know if it's different, but every time I just hear my single.
I'm gonna be honest, we getting married the same way it was back 100 years that we are now. Like, the process of getting married is still the same. The process of finding a partner is still the same. People like to overcomplicate simple stuff. So if y'all coming in here looking for overcomplicated terms for the fact of you can't find a partner, you really need to only be looking at the person that's staring back to you in that kid. And when you put that phone up in your face to take that selfie, that's the only person you should be asking why you're not in a relationship.
Exactly.
There's nobody else to be asking. There isn't the other person that you was about to call and bother on the other end. You need to ask yourself why you're not in a relationship or why your relationships don't work. And people do not like the truth. And it's only because I can say this now at 38, soon to be 39 years old, that literally that might be learning my truth and walking with my truths has allowed me to be a lot happier in every aspect of my life. So I wouldn't be on here telling anybody to do nothing crazy, harm themselves. No, I'm telling you to walk through it. If you in bad relationships and you keep getting in them, you probably need to stay out of them for a while till you figure out why.
You figure it out.
Don't each one of them, please, Jesus. You can let each one of them go. Because like I tell you, man, people don't have time for the standard of taking on your pain either. The standard of taking on your trauma. The standard of taking on every part of your past relationships. That's why I said, where are we putting these guidelines on what we should be doing? Because I'm going to be honest, y'all. When I love somebody and with my whole heart, or if I respect somebody, my ultimate goal is to make sure that I'm protecting their feelings and their integrity. And by not bringing everything to them and expecting them to carry everything, especially when it comes to the past. So when we talked about does it matter, in a sense, like to me, in a way, because I hate to say this and don't overcomplicate this, in ways, yes and no. Because of course you want to know people's past. You want to know, especially if those past things are going to affect you going forward. I ain't going to lie about nothing. So if a person asks you and it matters to them, if you can't tell them, then they ain't the person for you. But at the end of the day, if I'm grown enough to say that my past is my past and that's my old self and this is how I'm choosing to move, I will hope that that person you're talking to would understand that communication and say, hey, it ain't perfect, but I was honest and I'm ready to move on.
That's it.
How you discover those dumb stuff out later on in life, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's hard too. But at the end of the day, like I said, we need to set standards of how we want to treat ourselves, what we don't want to happen to ourselves. We do that by reflecting on what people have done to us that have bothered us, have hurt us, go through it so we can make sure that we don't get it again. So,
man, and that's another thing too, like, make sure that I ain't gonna say you're gonna be 100% perfect, but make sure that you are working on those traumas too before you get into these relationships. I'm not saying you got to be completely over it, but just make sure you're working on that stuff too, so that you're not inadvertently bringing that shit into your new relationships. Like, you know,
People
I
don't really
think,
bother with your mess.
yeah, I think at the end of the day,
We
like,
all got some. It didn't
we
say.
all got it. We all got it. And this is, you know, this is me again coming from a person who, you know, been in a relationship from since I was young. So like I'm speaking this from experience. Like I've had to work through my traumas while in a relationship, and Lord, is that shit hard. I do not I'm not saying that I wouldn't suggest it, because at the end of the day, if it all comes out, you know, good and everything's good and holy, y'all be together, like that's great, but it's that shit is hard.
It
So,
definitely
and
starts
that's coming from a kid,
part, right?
so it makes it harder. So especially us being adults, 30s, 40s, 50s, like don't be coming into the shit bringing all your baggage and all this stuff like that. Like make sure you're a whole person. Like that's why
Pack
I
light,
really,
y'all. Pack light, y'all. Y'all listen to that,
yeah,
everybody. Pack
that's why
light.
I really believe like
He gonna
my
say
whole
out in
in
my space. I love that song.
yes.
The whole
Girl,
song
I
is
love that
a
song.
vibe. Yeah, the whole song
That
is
is
chill.
the that's my top three like Erica Badu song, because this it's just real, man. It's just real. Like
Oh,
pack light.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
you
that
said
that
every day,
is,
pack light.
yeah, I really think that at the end of the day, all of this relationship stuff that we're seeing and that we're going through now is really just a result of people not doing their self-work. Because I always say, if you get yourself right first, make sure you are whole first. Work through
Man,
all
y'all
that
better do
shit.
y'all
This
better do
is
some
for,
real self checks on y'allself, man. Like it's
and
okay
this
to
is,
go down the list. Am I a good person to be around? Am I, you know, how am I feeling today? Am my emotions in check? Am I handling out my business the way I'm supposed to? I mean, really, y'all,
yeah,
these are just
make
simple things
sure,
to ask.
like, make sure everything is good. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, and just, you know, kind of like slowly wrapping this up, but like, this is my thing. Like, to me, this is, in my head, I would think that this is what would be the resolution. So as a man, you know, as a man, I think that if you focus, or before you out here focusing on these women and getting these, you know, relationships and all of that, like I always say, first of all, make sure your paper is right. Make sure your money is right. I'm not saying that you got to be a six-figure man, but just make sure you're solidified within yourself first. Make sure your integrity is right. Make sure you're just a man of good character. Make sure you're a man that's impeccable with his word. So when it comes to building a family, when it comes to leading the household, if that's what you choose to do, eventually make sure that you have those characteristics to be able to do that. What does that look like? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you have that. Women, before we be out here trying to search for a man and all of this and trying to get love and all of this and get taken care of and getting flued out, make sure you are solidified within yourself. Make sure, again, like I said, because I know us women, when it comes to, first of all, just trauma in general, when we ain't right, when it comes to like our trauma, and we will wreak hell on anything that's in our path if we do not get ourselves right first. Make sure you are clearing all those things out. When it comes to low self-esteem, don't be out here looking for a relationship because, oh, I don't feel good within myself, so maybe a man. Nobody is going to make you feel good like the way you can make yourself feel good. I don't care what relationship you're in. And it's another thing that just popped up in my head too. Stop having these damn babies out of low self-esteem too, because that's a thing too. A lot of these women be having, oh, I want a baby so bad. And all of that. What do you really want the child for? Because you're just looking for love. You're just looking for. Don't bring that child into that selfishness. That's selfish as hell. That is selfish as fuck. And I realize that there is a lot of women that are bringing these kids into the world very selfishly. I just need somebody to love. I'm alone, but love yourself first. What are you talking about? Like, get that shit right first. Get your trauma right. I'm not saying you got to be perfect, whatever that look like. You got to do therapy, what the hell ever, because you bringing people into your mess. And then once they're there, especially these kids, they didn't ask to be here. So then when you're bringing these kids into this, now this where we're creating all of these like jacked up cycles. You know what I'm saying? So work through trying to get your cycle, your generational curses, whatever you want to call it, get that shit right first. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, honestly, with women, that's the main thing. If you could get that right, a man to take you down quick. Like, hey, you ain't got, oh, you work through your trauma. What, you ain't passing down no bullshit to your kids because you done work through your stuff. Or if you ain't got no kids, you ain't passing your bullshit down to me. Oh shit, I'll wife you right now. He ain't even talking about your money. He's not even talking about your career, your degree, your accolades, your whatever. Like, I think it's just, at the end of the day, it's really honestly just about us understanding like what our roles are and like getting ourselves right. If we understand what our roles are in relationships, I feel like we would honestly be good. Like, I really do. But everything in this world right now is just, I don't know, like everything is just turned on its head. You got men wanting to be women, you got women wanting to be goddamn men, and burning all this masculine energy, and it's just jacking shit up, like, period.
But we have to learn those, like you said, those that learn to make boats stay afloat, y'all. The like you said in the last one, the basics still work no matter what. Whatever's going on in the world, the basics still work. Like you said, to piggyback off some of this stuff, we live in a different world. There's certain criteria now that we have to understand we need to have, especially like I'm gonna start with the women real quick. And this is my last thought as well. Women, when it comes to being at a certain age, we have to understand what our value consists of. Like you were saying, value meaning understanding what we are equipped to do and what we're equipped to handle. So with that being said, if you know that and you work through your traumas and you know yourself and what you're here to do, I think that everything will be okay. So don't put any more pressure on yourself than that. Not accolades, not having this, not having that. I also feel like in order for you to vibrate the type of man that you really need out here, you need to educate yourself. Meaning, educate yourself to your spirit, educate yourself to mental health, educate yourself to physical health, and educate yourself, y'all hear me say this all the time, to finances. In order to vibrate a man that really is whole, you're going to have to speak all the languages. You can't just speak one or two and look pretty. You need to speak them all. Because at the end of the day, if you're literally looking for a god or a king, he's only going to speak certain language, y'all. And so in order for you to actually, and even so, and if you find a king, when you speak that language to him, he's going to be so encouraged and want to listen to it. So, and grow from it. And so at the end of the day, when it comes to women, like I said, heal your traumas, make sure you're caring for yourself in all ways, consume wisely. That means the people you have around you, tighten up that waist, tighten up that coin, and literally tighten up your circle and the people, like I said, you decide to have around you. And when it comes to these men, really, again, now this is when I say the role over here with the men. I can't speak on what men should do, but I do know when men are providing and taking care of their households and they're able to do that, they're their best selves. So as men, I urge you to find a way to do the basics for yourself, which is your shelter, taking care of your money, and basically taking care of your names. Meaning not just saying the names that we were given, meaning the name that that somebody that loved you gave you with integrity and character for a reason. So protect it at all costs. So if you know that you protected, you're going to go for the best woman. You're going to make the best research decisions. You're not going to mess up the name, because you're eventually going to pass this name down to your children. So we have a chance to make our names mean something again, generationally. We have the right to take our names back and make them mean more and pass them down. So men, please don't take that that it's nothing that you're not noticed out here, that you're not paid attention to. You are. You're able to now, with the wonderful age of the internet, immortalize yourselves, show your children what you've been through, write down your thoughts, and you're able to share your experiences. And I definitely believe that they're of value. So when it comes to, us all together, I believe as long as we're all working in our bag and in love and knowing that we do need each other, that at the end of the day, everything will work itself out no matter how crazy this place gets or how it is.
Yeah.
And like I said,
it's getting wild out here.
Credit scores below a 650, please stop dating. And I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help but say it, because at the end of the day, I know it shouldn't be any criteria, but it should be a criteria to come to a man with information and having.
But those things are going to be important down the line, especially if we're moving towards like marriage and shit. I mean,
I put it like this: if you're working towards having a high credit score, meaning you paying off your debt, that means you sitting at home disciplined because you paying it off and you learning about it. There's less, honestly, I just equate that, but you're less likely to make all these crazy decisions because you like, girl, my credit score is past the 700, past the 650.
That's the whole point of credit.
So I do yeah, and if say for instance, you find this man and y'all find a place, and you may need to have credit to buy furniture. You may need credit to, household. So although you are not rich in the physical liquid cash all the time as women, you're still a valid entity with being, having decent credit and being able to have the room to do things. So with women, I find ways that we can kind of finagle our way in, make ourselves, I'm saying, like, not finagle, I would say, but just add, make sure that our value is up there. Credit score, reading. Come on, y'all, read a book. Every time our men don't read, but y'all women don't read nothing either. And tighten up that waist. Stop eating all that junk food. And seriously. And then, like I said, make sure you the woman, you pray, you meditate, you do something.
Yeah, doing something to stay connected. Now that credit score stuff, score stuff is really real, because you bring up a good point. But honestly, like, people be like, oh, why you worried about credit score? Why you be running it up so much about that? Because a credit score does say a lot about a person. If a person has a bad credit score, then that's what these creditors are. All a credit score is to a creditor, what that number says is how responsible are you. So if you're not even responsible, again, it's integrity, right? Are you impeccable with your word? If I lend you this however many X amount of dollars, can I trust you enough that you are going to do what it takes to pay it back? And pay it back with interest. That single-handedly translates in, that's a metaphor for life. That's a metaphor for a relationship.
So the credit
Can I trust you? Are you impeccable? Are you impeccable? Yeah. If I come to you at the beginning of this relationship and dating, and you're laying out all of these things that you say that you want, are you gonna follow through with it?
Yeah, because so degree, you got a degree in your credit score below 600.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's
you know how to spend money. You got a degree in spending money and not paying it back.
You know how to run up a check and ain't nan good for paying that shit back or having a vision or a plan on getting it back. So that's all. Like, seriously, start looking at relationships. And this is not even just in dating. Look at all relationships. What's your social credit score? That's what we call it. What is your social credit score?
Yeah.
Like, period. What does that look like? So, yes.
But it is. It's gonna be a real thing. But yeah, you're right. And that's why I'm telling people, like, if we focused on these things, the health of our, health of our wealth, the health of our bodies, health of our spirit, the health of everything around us, even the way we speak, I promise y'all will run into your king or queen without it's just gonna be a line, y'all. It's gonna be a line.
Yep. And for the right price.
We shop at Whole Foods. They say that's a good place to meet people. So I heard on the streets.
I've heard that too. I've actually heard that too. Like, for real. Especially men. They're telling men to go to Whole Foods to find your woman.
No, go to Whole Foods to find your next woman. Go to Whole Foods.
Oh, Lord, not Zoe. Golly.
Well, Zoe, you need to eat vegetables.
I just said men, period.
Oh, yeah. Pookie said it. Men need to eat vegetables, too. If that man don't eat vegetables and drink water, just like I think with women, you pee acid, you can't, I don't know.
Listen, we talk about this all the time. I know you ain't supposed to judge. I judge people that go a whole day without drinking water, multiple days in a row. Out of 7 days a week, if you are drinking water less than 2 days, you're acidic, you're toxic. That hands down toxic. I don't want it.
All I see is a life insurance plan I need to get on. You like, you don't drink water? Oh my God, let me assure you now.
You go all day without drinking water. Like,
Pookie said they're not gonna
somebody said, speak up, Ty.
Speak up, Ty. He in the background. He in the background.
What Ty? I heard him back there. What Ty got to say? What he got to
He
add to
gave us
this?
a lot of good questions. He said,
Oh
"What's some
yeah.
water and pop? Be quiet, Zoe. It ain't enough
What
water.
you say? There's some water in pop. Oh my gosh, get out of here. That water, that goddamn toilet water in that pop.
Girl,
All pop
acid.
is
It's
toilet
battery
water,
acid.
carbonated toilet water
Girl,
with flavor.
acid. You can go outside and clean your furniture with some, clean the rust off
Listen,
your furniture with some Coke.
with some good Mountain Dew. All you need is some Mountain Dew and a scrub pad.
That's
You
not
good.
right. That's not right. But yes, y'all, I mean, seriously, I really want us to get these things together. I'm sick of people and these stigmas telling us that we can't have whole valid relationships and that we can't get out here and do what we gotta get done. That's not true. Please let social media stop fooling y'all. Just like Corey's a couple, I know a bunch of other ones as well. We are still out here kicking butt, and all my friends, even though they aren't with partners, they're still value people, and they're still making a value imprint in the world. So that's all I have to say, y'all. These standards, get rid of them. Only standards you should have as long as he don't steal and make sure he prays. Seriously.
Right. I do got one last question. I swear we're done with this. What do you think the future of relationships is going how it's going right now? Do you have hope for relationships
I feel like
in
they're
the
gonna be like this. Like we gonna be in the metaverse. We're gonna be doing a robot together. Like,
this is the metaverse, right? Oh my.
We're gonna be dancing, and we're gonna be doing everything. We're gonna be eating dinner through the metaverse together.
This is gonna be. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I kind of agree. I think that people is more and more technology and more distractions coming the way. People are getting farther and farther apart.
So stay connected to y'all source. I'm glad you said that. Stay connected to y'all source. Stay plugged in, because as long as you stay plugged in, you're going to always make sure you hear the message. As soon as you unplug, you get drained and you wondering why you can't do a lot on E, y'all. So
yeah.
That's for real, though. Like, I promise y'all, stay plugged and tuned to your source. You can't go wrong with the old ways. They always work.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Well, goodness. Well, I think this was a really good conversation. Everybody that joined, thank you so much. Do y'all got, before we get off, y'all got any last minute comments or whatever the heck, go ahead and put them in there. But,
I expected y'all to be blazing it up. I literally said, what y'all men with y'all own houses doing? And I mean, Zoe popped up. Zoe, what did you say? I forgot what Zoe said. He popped in there and said something. Cause Zoe he got his own place too. I'm gonna big you up in here. I don't know his credit score, but
but he's single though. Zoe single still.
Yeah, Zoe single. I don't know if he's single. Put him on here.
Let's not put his business out just in case he ain't. just in case he's telling some different people some different stuff. So,
well,
but good for you.
Good for nothing, because I would put him on blast. He would say,
good for you,
though. Seen no woman, but that don't mean nothing. I ain't never.
Yeah, but at least he got his own place.
My boys got women.
It's over a 7. Okay. All right, then.
You go right here. He got his own place in a 7. Jamina, there you go. Let's connect you with Zoe. Look at that. We made up people already.
Right. Zoe, drive down to Charlotte. You might got a potential suitor.
Exactly. See, right here. Just like that, y'all. I love y'all so much.
And he got a nice Jeep. He got a nice Jeep, girl. Right, Zoe. We could be your matchmaker. We'll talk about price later, because ain't nothing for free. We just saying. Sometimes, y'all could, never know what you might connect with. Yeah. And when you in good space having real conversations. I'm trying to move in with a project chick with $10 rent. Well, you know what? Nah, don't go Jamina's way, because she got those standards. Nah. G parts. The toxicity of it all. No. I guess but shit. Well, no, we ain't no, he's canceled. He's done already. He's canceled. Yes, thank y'all for tuning in. It's a long day for me today, y'all. Let me tell y'all. Ooh. Oh my gosh, has it? I'm not even gonna lie, this day came and went for me. I was on the couch and I'm like, damn, it's 6:30. It's about time to get ready. I don't know what the hell, but I guess Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was chilling all day. You know, I don't really do much anyway. So the days that are long, like it be taking me out. Like yesterday, I know some of y'all seen me posted. Jarrell actually shot a video yesterday
Yes,
for one of his
excited.
songs
It's
on
lit.
his like upcoming project that he's releasing. So that was like an all day thing, and it was so fun. Like I can't wait for this video to come out because I know it's in good hands. Like the person, like that
Oh, that's dope.
his first video he did, it was just kind of like a, well, let me just get it out here but this one it's a legit video. So it's
Go, bro.
I don't
Let it go.
I
All
can't say
gas.
too
All
much.
gas.
He's not here. He's actually gone right now. He went like to like this like artist like thing or whatever with like some of his friends, like they're doing like new, like I guess new or upcoming talent. So he just went to go check that out. But I can't say too much, but it was fun. But anyway, that was an all-day process, and I vlogged it. So I'm actually gonna be like bringing the behind the scenes out. So it was just a long day. Like
Oh, man, sis, y'all was
I
out
feel like
here.
a
I
video.
love it.
Yeah, and I got to discuss my pay at this point because I did a lot of
Yes,
work. So
come
I was
on.
tired
Yes, y'all. She
today.
is a dope content creator. I ain't even messing. Don't play with her. She know what she doing
Uh,
now, for real. That's so dope.
Girl,
I'm so
look,
proud of y'all out there in Atlanta kicking butt. Y'all, if y'all on the time to wine, y'all have to know like Corey and her husband are out there in the world. They went and take their talents to South Beach, as I say. So as us are having these
y'all,
conversations, y'all, we ain't just saying them. We really are taking the steps to put ourselves out here, to put our foot out the door, to open ways. I mean, open paths, y'all. Because if you see it, you can do it. It's all it takes.
yeah,
Takes for me to get to do new things. I'm always encouraged. So, like I said, we have these shows so y'all can be encouraged to go out here and do
yes,
something.
exactly.
Get to your
This is
happiness.
the
Get to
number.
whatever it is you want.
Look here. Well, you already know how I feel about
I'm
you
so
and
proud of y'all.
y'all and
Let's
yours over
go,
there. Y'all y'all definitely doing it. That's what makes it easy for
girl.
us to do it
We
when you
over
got
here
a
having
group of
kids wear
people.
us out, girl. Lord Jesus.
You said them kids.
We over here like the kids about to take us out, girl. Not even the jobs no more. It's the
FTK.
children.
FTK.
That's I told my birthday. Don't you even think we bringing them with us? They staying home, girl. They got to stay home. I'm not even.
Y'all deserve it. It's time for y'all to have a trip. I feel like it's time for y'all to have. When's the last time y'all like had a set? Well, when y'all went to California, was that the
Yeah,
last
that was a
time?
long time ago, though. It's a long.
That
It's a
was.
longer
That's
than
why I
6
said that
months.
was
Look at
the.
his face. He like.
That look. You know me. I'm all for it. You know I'm real quick to like set up a trip for something
Hey,
like. Y'all
Corey,
need to
we
do
need to
this
set up
trip.
a trip, babe. Look at that. We need to set up a trip. Yeah,
Set up
so
a trip. Y'all need to go. Y'all deserve some more time. It's been a few months. Like, come on. It's been almost 6 months. It's time.
exactly.
Y'all
It's time. It's
need y'all
time.
time.
He heard. It's been 6 months. Well, by the time we go, it'll be 6 months. He heard the message, Corey. Thank you for that. Thanks for
See,
confirming
look.
that. He put the eyeballs. Listen here, sir. Get out of here. Look, he put the eyeballs in it. Get out of here, sir. Well, thanks for the big one. Thanks for upping me here.
If I don't do
This is our
nothing,
fifth air. We're going on the
yeah,
ninth.
if I don't do nothing else, I am an advocate for going on a damn trip with your significant other and having to like just that a long time. If I ain't gonna do nothing else, I'm gonna make sure I'm be like, look here, y'all need to do this because
We out.
we don't even
We
got
out.
kids and we do that shit. We
Girl.
probably really don't deserve it.
Well,
Like
just
we
know
got a
when we go, I'm gonna get a shirt that say FTK on it, and I'm
dog.
just so you know, this is sponsored by
Get the
Corey
his and her
FTK.
and
We
take
out
a
here.
picture.
Wait, I need an
Get
Annie
the
shirt with that on it.
Wait, right. Hold on. The front hat. His queen. He gonna have to want to say his queen, and then on the back have FTK.
We left them kids.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done, y'all. Probably.
Okay. Anyway,
Boy, we'll be over here. We will just be making jokes
right.
all night.
We didn't
Tyrone,
talk to each
Tyrone
other
will be
today,
like, they
so.
need to stop. Like, tell them to stop.
Oh my bad. Okay. Sorry, Ty. Sorry, Ty. Sorry, producer.
Yeah, our bad. We just come up
Anyway.
with ideas here. That's all.
Well, thank you guys anyway for coming and tuning in. We appreciate it. We love you. Please, again, like I said, share our stuff. Go on to, if you are on here, like after this, go to either one of our pages or go to Time to Unwine. If you're not subscribed, please just click the YouTube link and just subscribe, please.
y'all. I'm asking y'all.
Please, and share. Please share. Like, even if you just pick whatever video, if you have a Facebook, just share it to Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Just let people know because we are growing. We are a growing community, and we are just We
And
just
it's so
doing our
nice
thing.
that y'all have been rolling with us, that y'all come in and hang out with us. So please
Yes,
continue to support us. Like I said, we are sending other people's kids to college. You can help send some of your own to school by helping us create these type of jobs and these type of tables to keep growing,
exactly.
y'all. This could be the start of us growing big things for not only our children, but yours as well. So let's
That
think
part.
big, y'all. Let's think big. It only takes one of us to make a change. Just and the ripples come
That's
out.
it.
Help us
That's it.
out. Asking you shall
Yes. So
help
thank
us out. Gratitude, y'all.
Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a great night and a great rest of y'all week. Make the rest of this week count. If you feel like, if you ever feel like, hey, damn, I done messed up. I done did something. If you done set a goal and it ain't, as long as you wake up every single day, you have a choice to make it right again. So just
Keep going. Keep going.
continue. We
Yes.
love you
I
guys and
love
have
you
a good
too,
night.
sis. I love you and I love y'all.
Love you so much.